this remote controlness.
No.
It's scary, isn't it? We've got no control.
No, I don't know what happens.
Well, I'm a bit of a control freak.
There's people here as well.
I don't like it. And I'm a guest anyway. Why am I worrying? But I still feel like...
Oh, yeah. Well, you are responsible.
Someone else...
If you don't get 1 million views on it, then contact
Good luck. 1 million views. Oh, dear.
Blazing Vapes is in anyway. Apparently it's false.
I love Blazing Vapes.
I do.
He's a lovely guy.
I've got a little gnome outside. He looks just like him.
I think most gnomes are based on Blazing, aren't they?
Becky's in as well. Hello, Becky.
Hello, Becky. If Becky's in, someone said this the other day, if Becky's in, then Gareth, yeah, there's Free Rider. Hello, you two.
Have you noticed how she always turns up first? Because they have to open the door for it to point.
Hello, Darren M.
Darren M, the legend.
The 3 L's is in as well.
So that's the bit where Jay said they'll be able to see us now.
Are the mics on?
I don't know. This is what I mean about controlled. Normally the caster who's actually on the show would be in charge. So we don't know. This could be a big prank.
Yeah, it could be. We could actually be sat here talking to ourselves for an hour.
It's just stitching us up.
Yeah, he's doing another show, talking to the people in chat.
Oh, dear. No, I think we are. I can see us now.
I'm going to have to go down the chat and say hello to everybody anyway, because I suppose it's my job. We've stolen the keys again anyway. Welcome, everyone. We've stolen the keys to the 510 radio show, and we've decided to pop up on YouTube. So don't tell Jay if you see him, because, you know.
We're going to paint everything green.
Hey, JP Vapes is in.
JP.
Somebody called Hooked on Funk, but we're not bothered about him. John Ross, good evening to you, sir. You should never assume, really, should you? Could be a girl's name.
Maybe.
Anyway, good evening, John. Well, I haven't.
A girl called John. You never know. Joan.
Some weirdo from the late night vape shows in as well. Don't know how he gets in here every time.
Why have you got so many accounts, Mick? Mick, mixed reviews, late night vape show.
Reviews. I've only got mixed reviews.
Oh, I thought there was a Mick as well going on.
There was, but I changed it because I had a similar sort of experience to you, where they said you can't record that on here.
Oh, okay.
So I started changing the name, and all of a sudden it grabbed it and said you can't change it for 90 days. So I ended up being called Mick.
How's that happen?
That's a true story for anybody else that wants to know. Right. So that's how I ended up being called Mick Reviews for 90 days.
Mick, I see. Makes sense now.
Anyway, good evening, Darren M. Welcome to this chilled out, laid back supersonic stream. Don't be disappointed, and if you are, complain to somebody else, because the book's closed.
Yeah.
Frank Miser, good evening to you, sir.
Frank Miser.
Louis is in as well. I've just done a little live stream on mine to test the microphone because I didn't want to come on here with the so-called dangly clacks. And Louis was in there as well. He's been fishing all week, and it doesn't sound like a bad job, does it?
Oh, nice.
Good evening, Cloud Chucker. Good evening. Did we do Free Rider? Good evening, Free Rider. You all get shouted out twice because you get shouted out in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Good evening, Becky. She's in charge of that. You can tell. You just tell. Let's see if we've got anybody else. Grateful Ant. Good evening. Hope you're well.
Hello.
And I think that's everybody.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Oh, fantastic. Good evening and welcome. Slightly different to what other shows that are what people vape in, really, because this one's a little bit of vaping and a lot of stuff about music. And it's a real absolute pleasure to welcome you here, Mr. Gaz McFlatCap. whatever you Facebook decided to call you this week.
They'll change it, no doubt, won't they? Facebook, yeah. No doubt they'll come up with some other rule, or they'll discover that actually I'm still a vape reviewer, but I've just tricked them with a stupid name.
Yep, I did a thing on those snooze things. These Zin, that was it. Zin, they call it. And I tried to. They asked me if I'd promote it on my Facebook thing, not as an advert as such, just as a alternative to smoking cigarettes. And I said, yeah, that's fine. So I put it up and they knocked it back. So they said, oh, you need to appeal. So I appealed and knocked it back. So I appealed again and they banned me from advertising on all my Facebook's accounts for life.
Whoa. Oh dear.
And I can't appeal against it at all. And they were not a tobacco product in any way, shape or form. So
just make those rules up, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any problem with Twitter. They let me do it on Twitter without a problem.
So when they say no advertising, how far does that? How broad is that?
Well, it's because it's a they classed it as a tobacco product, and there's no tobacco in it whatsoever.
So what, you're allowed to post stuff?
Yeah,
but you can't advertise.
I wanted to promote the post. That was what it was.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh dear.
I mean, they were pretty. There was a lot of money to be spent. They wanted to promote it. I'm not going to say the figure over here, but it was by quite a lot of money.
Right.
And it wasn't. Hello, Scuba.
Scuba.
And it wasn't the tobacco product, but they decided it was that day, and that was the end of it. So, and there's nothing you can do. It's finished. I could hear Mick on radio doing something like the old 90s late night love shows.
Oh,
Smooth. Whispering Bob Harris. That's why I bought this microphone. I bought a Rode. It's a Rode NT1 and goes into a Presonus Phantom 48. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's.
And I wanted a decent sort of sounding audio, other than because the microphone I had, you had all the hiss, the usual microphone hiss that comes in from a dynamic that's not. And that's why I bought this one. And it was like 150 or something like that. And when you looked at all the reviews, it said it's a perfect entry level microphone. And you're thinking, well, that's a lot of money for a microphone.
Entry level, yeah.
Entry level. But if you ever look at Roger Waters has done a lockdown sessions, you know, the guy what used to be in Pink Floyd. And I was looking through the chat and somebody said that's an amazing microphone. Apparently that particular one is $3,600. So it is entry level. You know what I mean? It was a 9 mere something, and that's what you have to pay if you want to sound that good.
Crazy money, isn't it?
Same with Scuba. He just sounds that good naturally, really.
Some people just have the right voice, don't they? They just have the right voice.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and some people can make the right voice. I was looking for the sort of, I mean, the Howard Stern sort of sound. You could just listen to it all day, couldn't you?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Shut your eyes and the guests he got on and stuff like that.
Yeah,
fantastic. You could just listen to him forever. And then there's other people who, as soon as they come on, you switch them off, don't they? You know, like when Jay talks, stuff like that.
When Jay talks, yeah. Well, you can see his mouth moving. That's why it's.
that's his radio. Because the idea with especially a condenser mic, if you get that close, you're going to get that sort of deep voiceover sound.
Yeah, I just don't know how his body moves, but his head stays still.
I think he's actually glued to it.
He's glued to, yeah, he's glued his nose so he can't, and he's just, yeah, that would be funny.
Think Floyd. Think Floyd.
Think Floyd. Nice. Frank and Mose here, FlatCap doing old UK pirate radio from the 60s and 70s. So my music, I'm terrible for, especially older music. I mean, I think I'd know more about music because my dad's into like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, all that kind of stuff. He's in bands, you know, used to do a lot of gigging. I'm terrible.
I never really went to concerts until I was in my early 40s. Never been to a live concert.
Yeah.
Hey up my dog. Good evening.
Hey up my dog.
I think the first one I went to actually was the Backstreet Boys, because I took somebody down to London to Wembley.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to go.
Well, I did, to be honest. And I'm pleased I went. And I went round, I thought, see if they've got any tickets left. It's a bit boring sitting in the car park. And I actually got better seats than the people that had booked it months before, because when they were still doing the big thing, and they had like a big tent out the front. And you went in and they were sat right at the back in this sort of stack bit. And I got halfway down. I got a thing to myself, a full row to myself.
Oh, nice.
20 quid. So that was it.
The thing is, it doesn't really matter who you're going. If you're going to go see like an international band or group or singer, you're going to be in for a good show. I mean, I haven't seen loads, but being in Milton Keynes with the bowl, and the bowl's just basically like a stage, and then just a big field in the shape of a bowl. And great, it's a great venue, but it's not as popular as it used to be. They used to have like Michael Jackson and a lot of big names there, but I mean, in more recent years, Robbie Williams.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's an absolute showman.
Awesome.
What a man.
I went to see Take That there. Take That were good. I saw JLS. You had the JLS, the band.
Yeah.
I'd say that's one of the best shows I've been to. I mean, it was just 10,000 women and me.
Yeah, sure.
But it was good.
Yeah, I went to watch
Robot and
I went to watch the Scissor Sisters. Can you remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to watch them at Manchester. I think I was the only straight guy there, to be honest.
yeah.
Sorry if you were the other one, but you know what I mean.
Well, it's a whole performance.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And I wanted to miss that. I took my wife to see Enrique as well. She always wanted to go see Enrique. And that was good. What's that? Mick got his way. Tell me why. No, don't know what it means. If you're going to put jokes in, you've got to realise I'm a bit dim and it doesn't really work out.
Yeah, I've already forgotten what I said a minute ago. So
yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the hook said, "Walk away for a minute." They start talking shit.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Mick got his way.
Oh dear.
So let's have a little bit of vaping for the vapors of us all.
Stack piece again with a slightly smaller coil in than what I did last time because I made them 4 mil in a diameter. And I found out that every now and again you tips like that and you got a little bit too much juice in and it went all down your shirt. So I've gone for 3.5 millimeters now. So that's coming in at 2.6, 0.26, should I say?
Did you not think about just dripping less?
It didn't even work at that. They were a little bit too big. But,
Just it was just taking up too much
just
space.
A little bit too big. Yeah, they still look all right now. A bit fiery.
Oh, nice. Wow, yeah.
And in that, I've actually got my own juice line now. I made it up the other day, so don't steal this. Really, whatever you do, it's called Posh vapeshow.
Oh, posh.
Because I live in the council house. It's, and that's my cherry cola fizz.
Oh, that's proper posh. That is.
It is, isn't it? Really. I should have put a diamond white in there as well, shouldn't I? Really, not doing proper council house. But, I do actually live in the council house, by the way. I'm not taking the mickey out of people that live in them. And that is nice because obviously the big thing is when you mix a cola, usually you don't get the fizz anymore. It tastes like a flat one. So I put champagne in it to fizz it up. So I've got a fizzy cherry cola.
I see.
Which is pretty good, to be honest. And which is just turned into the Daily Banger now, the old fat rabbit. I forgot how to wick it this morning. So I dry it and a flood. And on the third attempt, we got all right again.
I haven't had a flood from mine yet, or any leaks.
Oh, yeah.
I've had the odd slightly dryness. I've had to be a bit careful.
Yeah,
but
because it's nearly there, isn't it? It nearly needs to be up at that point. I've found. Otherwise, it's a crack. I mean, 27 quid. It's cracking. And in that one, I've got some more posh. But this is a strawberry champagne. This one, as you can see, there's a bit of a champagne thing.
You can't call them all the same thing, though. You'll get confused.
Well, you can you? It's like Vampire Vape, Eisenberg. I'm going to have to put, on the next label, I would have to put strawberry champagne, wouldn't I? Because that's the brand. I've got a brand.
Oh, I see. So you're doing like a range of posh flavors. I get you.
Yeah. None of it's for sale. None of it's very good.
It's all for me.
Yes. Hey, Mike Haynes, good evening. For the second time.
Right. And proper cause in there, FlatCap 10.
Proper cause in there. Late night vape show. Just ignore what he said. Late night vape show 10 for 10% off at proper cause, or FlatCap 10, or Little Bro 10, or what's the other one? What's Vic's? Victor 10?
I don't know. Is Pud Puff 10 still going?
Must be.
I don't know.
Is Pud Puff still going? We haven't seen him for a while.
He's still alive. He's just working and doing his thing, really.
I can imagine his I can just imagine how he feels after a pandemic, doing what he does for a living.
Oh,
it must be, because it's bad enough for everybody else. So can you imagine being at the front line? It must be awful.
Yeah.
Can you just time John out, Jay?
Late night FlatCap 10.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, he said. Pud was saying to me the other day that it's just they're short staffed as well, so he's doing extra hours and it's still going on, the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. It's just constant stress, really.
Yeah, it must be. My sister-in-law's a nurse, and she sort of just started just before it, so she got COVID. My brother got COVID, and they've just had to deal with it all. And she said sometimes it's really hard work dealing with people, that are trying to do things to the opposite, and it's it's just taxing, really, really taxing.
Yeah.
So that's the new discount code. Then late night FlatCap.
Late night FlatCap 10. Yeah. There's a lot of key pressing though. FlatCap 10 is just so much easier to type.
It is. Yeah. we should have gone for TLNBS 10, I think, originally.
Yeah.
But now it's the thing. But apparently we do have a look at the league table some nights when I catch up with John in Zoom, and you're winning.
I'm still winning. Yes.
Yeah, still.
See, it's the shortest to type.
I think there's 5 discount codes, and we're coming up a steady 5th.
Oh, well, that's not bad. At least
well, at least we're consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Vic wasn't happy when after that first year I won the discount code championship.
Well, I tell everybody as I've been fitting these coils, the little bits that you cut off at the end, if you save them up and then send them back to me, we'll make you a pair of earrings once a year.
Oh, really?
But Most of mine are actually spread about in the carpet, so I can pick up one with socks at a later date. But
yeah, most of them ping off
not
my
easy.
head somewhere, and yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing with that wire, isn't it? You know, we've had a little thing where I've been building mechs and all that. This last, not mechs, but you know, like low builds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some of them have gone on mechs, and obviously the fire a little bit low for a start. Don't know if you get a 0.1. And I've been doing all sorts of things to get them going. And then I was watching a little bit of the show back last week. And John said, "All you need is a DNA." I've got 2 behind me. 2 Onis there, look.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One of them I've had for ages, and the other one cost 20 quid off for E-Sig 1 last year when they had that offer.
You should convert one, lipo it up.
I reckon.
I don't know.
I've done it myself, Mick. Yeah. I don't know exactly.
If you are a Sparky.
Oh no, it's easy. They're made to be. I won't show you the whole ins and outs, but
No.
You take this tray off, take this tray out, and then you basically take out some of the battery compartment, you unplug the bits and bobs, and then you get one of these, and you can just plug it in, and then you just need to set it up on eScribe. Easy peasy.
Really?
Yeah. Mr. Salford's done a video on it actually recently.
I'll have a look.
Easy. It's really they're kind of designed to be convertible.
Because my original one went wrong, and I didn't use it for ages. It was just stood there as a shiny thing, and then you put a thing up about eScribe once, and I went on there and sorted it out. Every time you turned it on, it wanted to start off at 90 watts.
Oh, okay.
So I put it on eScribe and reset it, and it was all right again. So,
good.
Cheers for that. It's nice to know that something you've took ages and ages to do actually puts, sort of somebody out, doesn't
it? Actually helpful stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my new famous juice, this one, I put it up because I always put it in Monkey on Juice as a laugh. I always put the best juice of 21. Everyone is. And then I put at the end of brackets, I always put probably. Anyway, somebody actually messaged me today to find out where I got one of the things because he wants to make it.
Oh.
So if it's terrible, he'll be sending me another message saying, "Why did you put this up? It's terrible."
Well, it's subjective, isn't it? That's the old saying.
That's it. Yeah.
Hides all sins. It's subjective. I liked it. It's your fault if you don't like it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was talking to Bill about e-liquid mixing, and he said, "Well, we're all successful mixers." I said, "How do you work that out?" He says, "Well, we all mix things that we like, so we're successful mixers."
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
So, if you've got something in a bottle, then you'll get to the bottom of it. Then obviously you can mix.
You can mix.
So,
well, if you're not making something that you like, then what's the bloody point?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I must say now, daytime Frank's in 1K Frank. I mean, I now I don't put sweetener in anything because I've just gone off having sweetener in e-liquids, and if I do get a commercial e-liquid, I find it very, very sweet. It's a bit like putting 7 sugars in your tea, and you think, well, I can drink it, but it's not the way I really like it.
Yeah. But, I suppose your taste buds get adapt anyway, don't they? Pretty quick. Yeah.
So, what was the first concert you ever went to?
The first one I ever went to. I was trying to think if I went to anything in my teenage days. Being my first, I don't know. I think the first one I went to was actually Eminem, and he was at the bowl.
Really? I bet that was good.
Yeah, it was Eminem. There was Snoop Dogg, Dre, all the guys. Yeah,
So
that was good fun.
Yeah,
it did make me laugh. Oh, Cypress Hill were there as well. Cypress Hill, they were good.
Yeah.
What did make me laugh was Cypress Hill come on stage, and everyone, all the crowd all being good, and then the main guy from Cypress Hill brings out this huge flipping blunt, basically. I don't know what I'm get away with saying on Jay's channel, but we're going to say it anyway. Sorry, Jay.
It wasn't sharp anyway.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was definitely a blunt object, and and lights it up, and then it was almost like everyone just went, "Oh, we're allowed to do it here, are we?" Then and just it was really weird. I'm thinking, "Well, there's police around. I'm sure you're not going to get away with that easy." But yeah, it was just like all of a sudden, yeah. Yeah, it was good. That was a good show. So I think that might have been my first.
But it was funny.
Oh yeah.
I suppose when you look at, I mean, how many people do you get in the Milton Keynes Bowl? How many thousands, hundreds of, or
no?
60, 70,
I really can't remember what the capacity was. I might have to Google it while we're here because it would be interesting to know.
The thing is, if you've got 100 police officers there and 10,000 people, it's a case of, well, at least they're not going to fight, are they?
65,000. Well, yeah, 65,000.
Yeah, so all having a, enjoying themselves.
Yeah, well, got to about 11 o'clock. They're all asleep.
We've been over to Amsterdam millions of times, and like I've never seen a fight in a bar in Amsterdam. I've seen loads in this country. They're all just sat there chatting, chilling. Nobody really drinks a lot. But they're not like laid about off thread. They're all just sat there chatting, listening to music, enjoying themselves, sociable.
It's all just relax, isn't it?
Well, there's always there's going to be fors and against for that type of thing, but alcohol's just it makes people angry, doesn't it? A lot of people drink alcohol and it makes them angry.
I don't know. There are a few little sections of Amsterdam that can get a bit messy.
Oh yeah, they're all the best bars, believe it or not.
Yeah,
they're the bars. Yeah, honestly, they're the best bars to go to. It's best if you don't, Graham, really, because I'm not sure what's allowed and what isn't. Don't want to break into somebody else's studio and then wreck his channel, do we, really? That's probably not the best thing.
He can shut us down. But he did just say you can say anything, so.
Well. Boom. Bugger.
Oh, he said it.
Oh. He used to sit next to cops in Philadelphia Eagle games. They did more.
Oh, brilliant.
I bet they used to take it off 2 people a day, didn't they? Come on, you could give that over, otherwise you're going to get done.
That's right, yeah. That's us sorted for the day.
Yeah, my first concert obviously was the Backstreet Boys. And the next one was the Foo Fighters.
Oh, I bet that was awesome.
I've seen them twice. They're really good. They're definitely worth. I mean, some bands you'll pay a lot of money for a ticket and you go and you think, well, I really enjoyed it, but it was a lot of money. If you paid twice as much for the Foo Fighters, you'd still be happy because they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You get a full on. They just don't know when to go home. That's the problem. You think, well, I'm really ready for going. I'll just do another 5. I've seen them twice. I saw Marilyn Manson at Birmingham. That was a good show. That was a good show. Yeah, that was somebody that was going, and they said, "Do you want to come?" Because I used to take him in the cab. And I says, yeah, I'll come. And we used to do a deal on the cab, and I went, and he was good. He's a good performer. The 2 bands that were on before were pretty awful. I've seen Metallica. I actually waited 20 odd years to see them. They were brilliant. It's the Death Magnetic Tour, I think it was. I saw them at Sheffield. I can't think of else. I've seen a few, and then to be honest, now if somebody says, "Oh, do you want to go to a concert?" I saw George Michael at Sheffield and all. That was. No, it was at Manchester. It was at Emirates Stadium, and it was the 15th of June, and the rain was coming down harder than any monsoon I've ever been. But we were lucky; our seats were in the stands.
Oh, nice, nice.
They were good.
Yeah. I can't think who else I've seen. I've seen a few. The ones I mentioned already. My dad used to put on a small like folk rock music festival.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it was just a weekender. Just a weekend thing, and there'd be camping on site and stuff. It was really small, it was maybe a couple of thousand tops, and there was like a main stage and stuff. But I used to do the night security for him instead.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'd stay up all Friday helping out, then stay up all Friday night, try and fall asleep Saturday. But of course, all the music's playing by then. You can't sleep in a tent with this music blasting. So I ended up staying awake all day, do Saturday night, and then by Sunday morning, there's photographs of me in this high vis with a radio by my face, and I'm asleep on this curb Sunday morning. I haven't been asleep since Thursday night. So yeah, but they're always quite fun.
Is he a musician then,
Yeah, he's a drummer. Yeah.
Is he?
Drummer. So yeah, he's always been into music.
I bet that was good. I've never been to a festival. If you could, I wouldn't mind going glamping, but I can't really. I don't feel, especially at my age, I don't want to sleep in a puddle in a tent.
Yeah. Some of these small kind of folk style festivals, I find them really fun. They're just they're really laid back. I mean, you haven't heard of any of the bands that are playing.
No.
But there's little stupid stalls selling stuff, and it's just a relaxed weekend. Just
the nearest I've been to a festival, we actually took off over the top of Download because it's next to East Midlands Airport. Yeah. And it turned around and we went. They were all asleep at the time, probably, but they weren't when we'd finished because it was one of them Dreamliners took stuff straight across the top of them.
Over the top.
Yeah, I went to America, and that's the nearest I've ever been to a festival.
Oh, no, they're good. They're worth going. But for some reason, it rains at every festival in the UK. Like, it's not a festival unless it's chucking it down and there's rivers.
Same as Glastonbury. I mean, there's been. Good evening, Cloud Cuckoo. Not sure who that is, but never seen you before.
Oh yeah, hello.
I live on that sometimes. Cloud Cuckoo. It's a good place to be. It's just full of cats and not people.
Why have we got so many animals? We've got Hey Up Mid Duck, Cloud Cuckoo. What's all these kind of like animals?
Well, you got to call yourself something,
I suppose. Yeah.
My real name isn't the Late Night Vape Show, believe it or not.
Oh, what?
Or Mick's Reviews. Or Mick.
Well, your surname's Mick, Mr. Mick. Mr. M. Mick.
Yeah. My surname's Taxi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and don't forget Liberty. How you doing? Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Good evening. So, what's your favorite style of music?
Mostly like, well, I do chop and change a bit, but mostly hip hop, rap, kind of dancey style music. Growing up, my house was like my dad playing Led Zeppelin, and my three brothers. My youngest was like rock, metal, that kind of stuff. My other brother was like mostly like house. He used to be a DJ, so it was like house and dance music. And my other brother was kind of the same as well. So I was like, I'm going down the hip hop route. So I was listening to a lot of rap and hip hop and stuff like that, which you know in the 90s obviously was getting really really big. So
it was the thing, wasn't it?
I'm like the thing to be, you know, hoodies and rap music.
I used to listen to a lot of my brother he had a motorbike, so he was into all that. So I used to listen to that through the wall basically, and so I got into quite a lot of that. He's not into any sort of American style heavy metal, so he doesn't like Metallica, and I do. And you know, he's more English. But Zeppelin 4, I used to listen to that all the time through his wall, and it's become one of my favorite albums. And then in later life, I went into sort of Pink Floyd. I mean, I always said Dark Side of the Moon was my favorite album, but I've changed my mind now because
really,
yeah, I have. Yeah, well, Jay made 2 skins, didn't he? So I had to change my mind. So now I'm into Roger Waters, so he needs to make another skin. Roger Waters. I mean, I was sort of growing up, Pink Floyd, 1988. So what would I be? 17, something like that. So it was like, oh, well, you don't like Roger Waters because he left Pink Floyd. You've got to like Pink Floyd. So it was like, oh, yeah. But when you actually listen to Roger Waters, he's done a thing called the Lockdown Sessions on. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's 77 years old now, and what a voice! Honestly,
yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, my dad has got an LP. It's Pink Floyd, and it's just in a white sleeve.
Oh,
and it's a recording from one of their albums, but it's like not. It's basically what we'd say is like unedited, so it's just them recording.
It's like the master.
He reckons it's like 1 of 1 or something. It was bootleg kind of thing, you know. It's just like taken straight off. So yeah, I said you should get it valued because LPs just gone mad, haven't they? You know.
Yeah, definitely get it valued for insurance purposes at the very least.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, the thing is with it, you know, it might be worth that. You always imagine when you get something like that, you think, oh, it'd be worth £1 million. That. Well, you know, it might be worth 500 or it might be worth $5,000, but you need to know.
Yeah, I suppose it depends.
There needs to be a record of it somewhere, something like that.
Yeah.
John Bonham was a great drummer. He was.
John Bonham. I forget the name of this guy. I went to see this drummer with my dad once, and he was some Mexican guy, but he was it was just the drum, just him drumming. That's all it was. There was no other percussions. There was no other instruments. Just him drumming for an hour and a half, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. You know, you think, wow, you've carried a whole show for an hour and a half just drumming.
Yeah. That takes confidence, doesn't it, to start off and think there's no more bands, you know.
Just him on himself, yeah. And he was super fit as well, you know, to go over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a mate who's a drummer. Or he was a drummer back in the day. He's actually a pest controller now, but he's got 2 twin boys, and they're both musicians. They're absolutely brilliant as well. And it just seems to be passed down in the genes, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
And he says, because says to him, "I'll go and have a go on them drums." He says, "I couldn't do it now." He says, "You need to be bloody fit to be a drummer. You know, you don't to really whack it out like a lot of them do, like heavy metal drummers and stuff like that."
Oh, savage.
I've never played. When I was younger, I always wanted to play an instrument, but when you were at school, they were never that. They didn't encourage you that much. You know, it's like, have a recorder, you blow down that, you know.
Yeah.
You'll be gone soon.
Yeah.
So I never really got into it, but I would have liked to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, I'm a bit like, I can't read music, but I can kind of play a little bit of a lot of things. I can play the drums okay, but I'll never like practice properly. And then I play a few things on the keyboard, like on the piano. I can play a little bit on the guitar. I used to play the bugle years ago. The bugle was an instrument I used to play quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to play the tuba, that big thing that
Tuba,
stands up. Yeah, it's not. It's like being a singer in a band, or playing the tuba. You're never going to get laid playing a tuba here. Not really.
No.
It's never going to happen for you, really.
I keep looking at I keep thinking about getting a saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
I
That would be.
don't know what it is.
Well, you could just play Baker Street all day, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah, it's just play some sexy music on the saxophone.
Yeah. Have you ever turned down that street in the middle of London? Where it's down Baker Street. We always had to go down there. We used to go to Hamleys, and you turn around there, and then you're going past obviously Sherlock Holmes' supposed house, and you can always hear the saxophone in your ears. Antonio Sanchez. There's a guess for the drummer.
The drummer. Oh, I can't remember. It was so many years ago now. Graham used to play the triangle. Yeah.
Still forever impressed with Def Leppard's drummer, lost an arm and still kicked ass. He did. Because he said to him, I remember the story, because they went to the hospital and they said, "Oh, that's me finished." And they said, "Oh, no, we'll wait while you get better." And they bought him a set of pedals because he had a car crash and ripped one arm off.
Crikey.
And so he played the drums with one arm and his feet.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it, what you can adapt to?
Yeah.
And they went on for a long time doing that as well.
I see this video the other day of this guy, and he had one of them GoPros on, and he's on a mountain bike, and he's got like his left arm and a right leg, and that's it. So he's pedaling with one leg, and he's doing all the brakes and all the handling with his other. I was like, wow, that is unbelievable. He's like downhill mountain biking. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
That's it, Graham. Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street. Are you familiar with that song? I forget how old I am.
I probably know if you played it.
I can't play the saxophone, so I won't be able to do it.
Come on, pull your saxophone out.
We'll play it to you later.
Yeah.
I forget how old I am, I'll be honest. And sometimes I'll say to somebody, "Oh, can you remember such and such?" Well, my dad probably can. And you think, "Oh, well, yeah, I am actually in my 50s.
No, but like I said, I'm historically terrible with names. Like if people are talking about an actor or an actress, I could have seen them in 15 movies, but I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm terrible.
I can't remember. When my daughter graduated as a mature student, we went to Lincoln Cathedral, and one of the famous actors is a patron of the university she was at. So he comes to every year he comes and does a speech at the thing. And I've seen him a million times, and I still can't remember his name now. And in a minute, I'll remember it. They call him John somebody, but I think he's local to here as well. And he's been in loads of things. He was in Harry Potter and a police series, and and like loads of different English films. And he was doing this big speech. It was more to the younger people that were just graduating rather than the mature students. He was explaining what it's like in life. He said, just because you're an actor and you've got quite successful doesn't mean you get paid a lot for every job. He said, "I've done jobs for lots and lots of money." He said, "I've done jobs for little bits of money." And he said, "I've done jobs for no money." But he said, "I did the job because I wanted to do it." He said, "It's not all about chasing the fast buck." And I thought, what a good thing to tell some younger people.
Well, yeah, that's
I
right.
don't think it changed it though.
Well,
they're probably still chasing it.
Yeah. Well, you always hear this about actors and actresses. They kind of fall into it, like from one small gig, but then they meet someone or something happens, and then they get caught, and then before you know it, they're in the big, dollars, whatever. It's always one of those.
Yeah, it must be quite a good thing, but I don't know if I'd fancy being an actor for a living. Really, do you? Spending 14 hours a day going cut.
Yeah.
It's like, well, one thing with YouTube, it's up to you when you press the button to finish it, isn't it, really? But when you're still there trying to get a scene, and it's never as good as what you see on the when you're watching it, is it? It's usually some cut off sound stage or something like that where you stood at the back.
Yeah, I've always thought of being a voice actor, but like not just kind of boring like stories like I don't know Coronation Street in audio format, but like doing like proper voices and stuff. But shame I can't actually do any voices. So but also that sounds quite fun, you know. You just be a different voice and cartoons and that kind of stuff. You know,
I was looking at microphones, the best one to buy, and obviously now because I've been looking on YouTube, I watch that many reviews on microphones. It now thinks I want to keep looking at them for the rest of my life. And anything to do with the microphone that you're going to use it for, it wants me to look at that as well. So the other day I was watching this voice coach, this voice actor who does audio books and stuff like that as well. He makes his living with his voice, basically. What a cracking guy! I mean, really, really interesting to listen to as well. He didn't say anything famous, but you recognise his voice immediately, but you can't remember where from. It's probably been on 50 different adverts.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was basically saying which microphone to use and the pitfalls of being a voice actor for audio books and doing it on commission basis. And basically, if you take out the job of doing the voice for an audio book, it'll take you a full week of solid work.
Right.
Because it's 100 pages, and he obviously knew his job. And he said, if you don't watch it, you'll end up making $12 for that.
Oh.
If you go on commission, he said they'll accept you because they're looking for somebody to do it for free, basically.
Yeah.
Probably their first book or something like that. But he says your work, and he says you probably do a week's work and you send it in, and they go, noise floor's not right on the microphone. We can't accept that. You have to do it all again.
All again.
Yeah. And then you get your $12 at the end of it.
Yeah.
You didn't get paid for the first week.
Thing is quite a good thing, I suppose, that if you're a voice actor and you got quite famous, no one knows what you look like. No. So you can still live a normal life.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get invited to any premieres. But, you can still live a fairly normal life. No one knows what you look like.
Well, Nancy Cartwright, who does most of the voices in The Simpsons, she's
Bart.
Yeah,
up until the last couple of years, I didn't even know until she started. I've seen she does a bit on YouTube and things now.
Yeah. Probably trying to make a bit of money.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we nearly forgot. Benny Vapes at 11 p.m. this evening on the 510 radio at mixcloud.com, the 510. So if you go over to mixcloud.com and search for the 510, you will be able to hear Benny's 80s style show today. He's actually changed the name of it, I think, but I'm not sure. Or he's in the process of. So
do you think he gets all dressed up? I think he gets all dressed up with the lights.
Well, you can see him.
Disco light, disco ball. He gets really into it.
He does it through the OBS. He's got a bow tie on. Like when you used to go to a wedding and the DJ had a sort of tuxedo and a bow tie, you knew it was going to be terrible, didn't you?
Yeah.
You wanted somebody in a pair of shorts and some sort of weird hat that had been taking things.
Well, I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago. It was my brother's wedding, and he's married she's a Greek girl, or she's Cypriot Greek. She's got a lot of her family all Cypriots and Greeks. And the DJ was he's either a friend of that side of the family or he just happens to be a Greek DJ. But he played a lot of normal music and normal stuff, mainstream stuff. But then he played some of the Greek music, and then about 9:30, he did 5 minutes of drum and bass. And it was hilarious because a lot of the older people, like the old grandmas and stuff, they were kind of slowly getting off the dance floor, and then there was a couple of young ones that got involved. It was just, and then it went back to normal music again. It was brilliant.
Yeah, well, we've got the food on. We'll get the kids dancing. Yeah. I once went to it was somebody's party, and it was a DJ, and he just played heavy metal all night.
Oh, really?
And you thought, well, yeah. Why would you invite anybody? Because I quite like heavy metal, but not all night. But
yeah.
Why would you invite anybody else other than your friends if you're going to have a DJ with heavy metal on there? Because they're like, oh, we'll have to go. Can't stand this.
Yeah.
So you emptied the room.
Yeah, there's that old saying, like, it's your day, do what you want to do, but you got to have a bit of consideration.
If you want to spend it on your own, if you want to spend it on your own, get a heavy metal DJ.
Yeah.
Or just don't bother inviting anybody else. Anybody that isn't from that type of thing.
At least a warning. At least a warning.
Yeah, a bit like the nicotine warning on a
Imagine that on the bottom of a wedding invite, just this big black square warning. This
warning.
wedding contains heavy metal.
Yeah, we like it loud. So, bring your earmuffs or don't come.
Yeah.
Apparently, an advocate for liberty as a saxophone is not allowed to play it.
Let's play it. Send it my way. I want to learn. I think I want to learn. But
They're
again,
a bit pricey, aren't they?
Yeah, where do you learn? I can't play it in the house. My missus will go mad.
You'd have to. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like learning to drive once a week takes you forever.
Yeah.
If you go on a crash course, so you just have to do a sound studio.
I did find this like electric one that you can plug in, but a lot of people just say it's not the same. Like the reeds and the whole thing, it's not the same.
You've got to get your breath right for everything, haven't you? When you watch a top-notch singer, and as you're going through YouTube, which I seem to do all the time anyway, but I clicked on one for Miley Cyrus. She's never been my favorite artist in the whole world. Never really thought about it. She's a lot younger than me, and she was singing Malibu outside for Radio 1 in this garden. I tell you what an amazing singer she is.
Oh yeah.
And she got to this point where she had to do a big part. And I was actually, after watching it the 10th time, I was watching how she breathed in between these big notes.
Oh yeah.
God, yeah. How you train your brain to do that.
Yeah.
And it was like a split second and she got a full breath in, because otherwise she wouldn't be able to sing the next thing.
Things when you hear her talk, she's got quite a deep voice, really.
She has, yeah.
A bit husky as well. And then
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Another one who's amazing to go like is Fergie.
Oh yeah.
In the Black Eyed Peas, but she's got some voice.
Yeah, she has, yeah. Because they released a song, didn't they, without her for a start, and then she joined.
Yeah.
Was it like Where Is the Love or something like that? They did.
Yeah.
Like Happy Clappers, weren't they? And nobody really bothered with them. And then the next thing, she turned up and they had an amazing career, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Beyonce, just because, although I'm not a big fan of her really, but just to hear her live, singing live, experience it, it's got to be something else.
It must be pretty amazing that to listen to her, because she can have belted. And like Tina Turner.
Yeah. Any of those.
There is one with there is a video of Beyonce singing Proud Mary, which is obviously a Tina Turner song. And tell you what, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Because somebody put it up on Facebook and said, "Oh, this is Tina Turner's daughter," and then somebody put, "No, actually, it's not. It's Beyonce." Let's just go down this chat a little bit, because otherwise people get fed up with us.
Yeah, sorry everybody.
Advocate said he has to stick to a brass and a snare drum. Brass up. Let's have a look. Went to a Greek wedding once. They pinned trails of money to the bride's dresses. Did that happen at yours?
No, they didn't do that for some reason. There was a couple of other Greek traditions they did do. They didn't do that one. I think actually my brother's new wife requested they didn't, and I'm not sure why. I don't know.
She not like being Greek?
She's one of those girls. I think she would rather people gave their money to a charity. She's that kind of.
Bless her.
She would. She doesn't want anything. She doesn't want any fuss. I think that's actually genuinely what she's like. Yeah.
And I suppose as a young woman, sometimes you think, "Oh, it's the old tradition, the old tradition." It's not bad walking around with $3,000 pinned to your shirt, though, is it really?
No. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I only took pound coins with me, so they might have hurt her.
Yeah. Credit cards.
Throwing coins at her.
You can imagine. Oh, I'd have pinned some cash on, but I've only got my card with me. That's all right. I've got one of these machines like I have in the taxi. Any more than 50, you've got to put your number in.
Oh dear.
I am quite a fan of Greece. I've been a few times. I really enjoy it. The Greek people are really nice.
I'd love to move to Greece. Yeah.
It's a beautiful size. And I love Turkey as well. We went to Turkey this time last year.
Oh, right.
We were going to Mexico. Obviously, that got cancelled. We were going to Gran Canaria, and that got cancelled. And we ended up in Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey. I had my honeymoon in Turkey.
Did you? Whereabouts?
Oh,
there you go.
Turkey. I don't remember.
It was Turkish.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember.
Have a look at the photos. See if there's any signs on there.
My wife would know straight away exactly.
Yeah. Well, and then she would also, give you some stick for not knowing.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, Greece, Zante. You've been to Zante?
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
we ended up. Well, we went, and it was getting late in the year, and we said we were looking for an holiday, and we got it reasonably cheap, and it said this hotel was suitable for couples.
Ooh.
What we didn't realise, you were supposed to be 18, not 40, because when we got there, it was at the other end of Laguna. Which, for anybody that doesn't know, Laguna is where you go when you're 18 to get drunk and fall down in the street.
Yeah. So we've got our 10-year wedding anniversary next year. So my wife's been looking at trying to find somewhere for us to go just for a long weekend. And she found this. Oh, it's just my worst nightmare. It's called like Aphrodite's whatever, and it's all log cabins, and they've all got theme names like the love nest and red rose. And it's oh no, it's my worst nightmare. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if we've been married 37 this year, so I don't know if it'd be our sort of thing really. I think we'd rather.
That's the thing. I want to go there. You know, I'm nearly 40, and there's all these you're not teenagers, 18 plus, all loved up new couples, and there's gonna be me and my wife. It's not gonna be the same, is it? It's just not.
And the thing is, probably, well, definitely. I found out now when now I'm older, I love my wife a lot more than I did when I was 18, because she's now my life's partner and my best friend.
Yeah.
Whereas before she was like really pretty and like, and if you don't want it, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? It's like that. It was, whereas now, she's just my best friend and I absolutely adore her. And but I don't think she'd want to go to a themed log cabin.
No. We'll end up going. I know you should have made me go. But
what Graham's put.
Shaggy Wagon, yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, you never know.
Oh, if she wants to go, I'll happily go, but I just just not my thing. I hate anything like you've been set up, like you've been forced to be nice.
To be romantic.
Forced to be romantic,
yeah.
It's not gonna work.
We fell in love with a place in Spain. We went, my wife said, I'd like to go in a villa. So I said, well, that sounds nice. So we started looking. So we looked at modern villas and that type of thing. And then she found this massive house in the middle of up in the mountains in Spain.
Ooh.
So we went there with Tui, and it was quite a few quid, to be honest. But when you get there, it's quite the old farmhouse type thing with a pool at the side of it. And we found out we really liked it. And then we wanted to go to it again, but they sort of finished with it because it was the end of the season. So we found a local agent that rented them out. And ever since that, we've gone back with him. Each time we want to go, we ring him up, say we want an house, book it, just fly out there, pay when we get there. And so we've gone now probably 10 times to the same place, but stayed in different houses a lot.
Yeah.
So we're due to go there soon. And to be honest, that would probably be my log cabin, if you know what I mean. I love it up there. You sit out at night and you look at all the lights in the valley, and because it's all mountainous and there's big valleys like that in between.
Oh, lovely.
You can it's that bloody dog barking. It's probably 3 miles away. It's just the shape of the.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
And we barbecue and have a few beers at night. It's lovely. It's really nice. And then usually, one night out of the fortnight, so right, we're going to go stay in a different hotel somewhere and get really drunk in a restaurant. And off we go. We usually go down to Torrelitos because we've got friends down there, and we'll book into a nice hotel and go out and get absolutely caned for the night. Come in about 3 o'clock, get up in the morning, go back up to the thing and relax. So I'm pleased I ain't got to do that every night anymore.
Just once every now and then.
Yeah. Because you can't, can you? Like, well, especially me, like, you get in your 50s, you don't want to go out every night on the, you really don't want to go out every night.
No, it's the hangover, isn't it? It's the recovery.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, you get back up there the next day about 3 in the afternoon and lay on your subbed, you think, I'm in the right place here. We used to go down, get down Bar Street, didn't you? You're like, see how far we can get down here, and you get all the way down and halfway back, didn't you? But now if I went, I get in the first one and just stay there.
You get too tired, I just want a nap.
If I don't get a kip in the afternoon, I've had it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, need a little nap.
So, what's your plans with your channel? Are you still enjoying doing what you're doing? Have you got loads of stuff in to do?
Yeah, I still love it. Yeah, I do still love it. It's good fun. I've got stuff in. Yeah, but pretty busy. I don't stress anymore now. I went through a phase where I was getting really worked up about things if I was behind or if I hadn't done something yet. I really don't stress at all now. I had a bit of a falling out with Vaper SO.
All right. So things don't. Was that the chip thing?
The chip thing, and then there was something else, and it went on, and then I didn't hear from him for a long while, And then one of their pod systems didn't sell very well, and I get an email. And I did the snotty thing, which I was kind of a bit naughty, but I was miffed off of them. I said, well, you know, the pod's been out for a while. It's been reviewed by a large number of reviewers. I don't see how my review is going to help you in any way. So I'm not interested. Thank you. Like, it was just wasting their time, wasting my time, to be honest. Like, which is a bit arrogant of me, but.
Well, the thing is, you know, you're not there for, it's not like you get paid for these things, is it? They send them out, you spend 6 hours doing a review.
Yeah.
You know, the device sometimes is worth 30 quid.
Yeah. I didn't see how my review was going to help their product in any way. So I declined. And then I think that was like the final nail in the coffin. Like, no, we don't want to work with you anymore. But
did they say that then? Or did they?
No, I got a response saying no problem. And I hadn't heard from them since.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was pointless me doing it. It was like if you know, say for example, if Hell Vape with the Fat Rabbit, if they'd sent out all their products to those reviewers, and then let's say for example it didn't sell very well, and then 2 months later they email you or whoever, oh, do you want to review it? Don't get me wrong, if it's something like the Fat Rabbit, you probably would, but if it was something fairly basic, you go, well, I hate saying it, but that's how I felt. I thought, well, you just it's not going to work.
Yeah. You want to be one of the first that gets it, don't you?
Well, yeah, and even
or not at all.
Well, I mean, if you look at people who put reviews out, you do get people that seem to get it, and a review comes out fairly quickly. Most people within a couple of weeks, and then that's that product kind of done. Most reviewers have had it.
Yeah.
You know, and you get other companies that are a bit different, like Lost Vape, a bit unusual how they do things, but they have a bit of a tier system.
Right.
So the likes of Mike Vapes and Bogan and those guys will get it first. And depending on the product, other reviewers might get it, but there'll be like a cutoff. So I don't know what their numbers, what their figures are, but if, say, for example, you're on 5,000 or 10,000 or more, then you're in this year in tier, you know, category A, and then so on and so forth. So the guys down the lower list might not get it at all, but they might get all the pod systems or all the starter kits. So you kind of work out the tier. And I asked them the question just quite openly, because I used to get pod systems from them, and I said, "Oh, is there like a tier system? How can I work on getting some of your, you know, some of your other stuff that you release? You know, your nice mods and the Velima and, you know, the Hyperion and stuff like that." And they said, "Oh, well, yeah, we do actually have a bit of a tier system," which is, to be fair, I think it makes sense. I think it means that the newer guys don't get as much of a chance.
Yeah, but that's life, isn't it?
Got to put the work in, haven't you?
Yeah.
But I was really cheeky, and they ended up sending me the Hyperion anyways.
But it's fair dues, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, you know.
Like we've got. We started off for a bit of a laugh last year, and we've got like 650 something subs now. And then last year, Vapepresso sent a few things out, which I'm really grateful for. And they sent 3 different things out. The last one didn't come. They didn't send that one out. So whether they want what they wanted, or whether they've changed the strategy, or because you can imagine, you know, send 4 or 5 devices out to each thing. It's got to be paid for somewhere, isn't it? You know. So.
Yeah, that was the hurtful thing for me. Was Vapepresso were the same with me? They were one of my first. It was like, wow, this is amazing. Like getting stuff direct, doing the views, really enjoying it, all fine. And what bothered me was the harassment of emails I was getting to do with the chip. That's why I did the Mickey taking song, and that was kind of like the beginning of the end. But they needed to be told for me that I'm getting fed up with this. You know, and I would have happily continued reviewing stuff for them. Yeah. I'm sure I took the Mickey in them for something else. And I think in the end they had enough. But I mean, fortunately, I still get the odd thing from Vapepresso through EC Click, so they're not getting rid of that easily.
No. I mean, they do some nice devices as well. I was quite happy with the stuff they sent me. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's probably not the stuff I'd vape on a regular basis, but anyway, it's one of these situations where it's come to that time where it's one of the only shows that because obviously on
DJ
the DJ starts. This is sort of the warm-up act, and now we've got the DJ on.
Which is the fluffers.
With the fluffers,
the 510 radio. 510
radio. So if you want to catch Benny on mixcloud.com, the 510 radio, it actually starts in 3 minutes.
Ooh.
And I'd like to thank you very much for being my guest this evening. I've really enjoyed it. It's a different style of doing things. It's been excellent. I really enjoyed it.
It's been nice to talk not all vapey stuff.
That's right. Hopefully you'll come back again for another hour so we can actually carry on this conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And if you want to go over to have a look at Benny at mixcloud.com, the 510 radio, he'll be on in 3 minutes. So he'll be getting ready. Watch out for Cuddler's Corner.
Quick question. I don't know. Can you ask him, can you request stuff?
Yeah, but you've got to do it by email because he has a set list.
Ah, go on there.
Serious.
Email him really funny requests.
Yeah.
Really stupid.
30 song.
Yeah. I want the Mr. Blobby song.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. And we'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back because there's a bit of a break coming up, but we're definitely back next week because we're doing the one with Steve, me, Benny, and Jay. So we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much and good night.
Guys. Bye. Clappy hands.